You said this place was steps from the water.
We just haven't found the steps yet.
How much did we save?
Enough.
Enough to get lost?
Or you could book a stay with Hilton.
Welcome to your oceanfront room, just steps from the water.
The Hilton sale is on now. Book on Hilton.com or the Hilton app and save up to 20% to get the stay you expected. When you want savings, not surprises, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Some things are impossible to miss, like an elephant in the room, or a bull in a china shop, or this season's amazing offers, brought to you by PayPal. Discover offers from hundreds of brands like Viator, Allbirds, and Tory Burch right in the PayPal app. Save an offer before you check out with PayPal and earn unlimited rewards. Download the PayPal app to get started. Terms and exclusions apply. See paypal.com/rewards terms.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Truth Seekers Radio, a conspiracy theory, Bible-believing related podcast. And I'm your host, Dr. Kenny Williamson. Now, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to do comments, questions, comments, reactions, comments to questions or comments. I get hundreds of either emails, comments, or something of that nature. Some come in on Spotify, some are on YouTube, some are on the email, some are on TikTok. Now, TikTok, I mean, you're going to get every kind of kook there is out there. Every wing nut out there, you're going to get something on there, no matter what you say. So I'm not going to go over most of them because most of them are just wow, off the charts. Okay. So we'll start with Spotify. And the reason I'm doing these is because a lot of people like them. I did a couple, the first one, and I didn't really like it, but I got a lot of people like, man, I really like that episode. I like you going over those questions. So I'm trying to make it a thing now when I get some built up and have a little extra time. That's what we're going to do. So, let's see here. Let's start off with, I believe this is Spotify, some of the comments. And this particular episode was New Name and the Missing Scientist, which was episode 294. That episode was about me changing the name from McKill's Chronicles to Truth Seekers Radio. So we talked about that. And just FYI, if you don't know that, I changed the name, and I've got some new logo stickers here. So here's the Truth Seekers Radio podcast with the little skull on there. I have this one I'm going to start using, which is just a microphone. This one here actually has flat earth in the middle. The flat earth with the ice wall around it. And then we have the, this is one of my favorites, by the way, the smoking alien from X-Files. If you see any of those logos, it's the same podcast. Okay, it's me, Truth Seekers Radio. I'm trying to get a few more, exciting stickers. But anyway, so this particular podcast, 294, is about that, and it was about missing scientists. And I don't know what else I said about demons or anything, but this guy here, of course, there's aliens involved in it, and I can't pronounce the guy's name. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it says, his comment says, I believe these aliens people see or encounter are demons. So, congratulations, so do I. I believe that all aliens are actually demonic in nature. And I've said this before. I actually ran across a video of a guy, and I need to show you. But he's one of those alien hunter guys that has interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people who have allegedly been abducted by aliens. Okay? And one thing that he figured out interviewing these people, and by the way, he was not a Christian, and he was not out looking for this information. So, he wasn't biased like I am. Like if somebody said that to me, it'd be like, well, of course, Kenny, you're a Bible believer, so of course you're biased. But this guy wasn't a Bible believer, wasn't even a Christian. And he got to noticing that lots of these people that he talked to with these alien abductions said that these aliens would come into them and like freeze them in their bed, where they couldn't move, or they would do this or that. He said that these people said that if they said out loud, get away from me in the name of Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christ, help me, that these things would just disappear and never come back. And he had poured over all these thousands of recollections, right? And he noticed that a whole lot of these recollections had that particular thing in them, but none of these alien guys that you see on TV, your fake TV, none of them will tell you that. They all just say, look, they're aliens, they're being abducted. They never mention those abductions. Those are kind of just like, well, we better not say anything about that because, we're teaching Big Bang here. We're teaching creation, not creation. We're teaching evolution. We're teaching that you came from a mud puddle and a fish and a monkey. So we've got to promote the Big Bang and the globe and the aliens. So don't you dare mention Jesus Christ. Okay? No way. But this guy, he figured out that lots of these alien abductions were halted by simply stating the name Jesus Christ out loud. And these things flee. They were scared to death of it. So that right there ought to tell you that these things are demonic in nature. Because if there was no such thing as Jesus Christ because we came from fish and everything happened in a big bang and these aliens are these brilliant creatures that are coming from a galaxy far, far away, they would not be scared of the name of Jesus Christ. They'd just laugh. Okay? If you were to say, get out of here in the name of Jesus Christ, they'd be like, are you kidding? You stupid imbecile. Okay, we're from Mars, and we don't believe in that stuff. So here, let's just take a saw and we're done with you. Okay, but they don't. They're like, uh-oh, and they're gone. And so he had hundreds of cases of this happening. And there's a document on it. He's got a book on it, I think. There's all kinds of it. You can Google it. You'll find it if you want more information. Or email me, and I'll buy the book, read it to you, if that's what you want me to do. But anyway, so yes, I believe that these are demonic in nature. That's why they're scared of the name of Jesus Christ. So I believe these things are happening. See, used to, if somebody told me that, I'd say, oh, they're a Fruit Loop, right? They made it up. A lot of people won't tell anybody because they're embarrassed. So how are they making it up if they won't tell anybody, right? Or, oh, you had a dream. What I think is happening is these aliens, which are not aliens, they're demons, but these aliens show up, which are actually demons, and they are really showing up to people's homes, and they're really doing things to you, but they're demons, or demonic, or fallen angels. There's something to do with Satan. I don't know the correct name. I don't know if they are a demon, or if they're a devil, or if they're a fallen angel, or I don't know how exactly that works. But they're demonic in nature. Let's just say that. And they're scared of the name of Jesus Christ, so they flee. So, yes, I believe these aliens that people see and encounter are also demons. So I don't believe in no Martians. They're demons. Now, I don't know which is scarier. I mean, an alien might be a little more friendly. But we know that these things aren't friendly. They're demonic. Okay? And I also believe that chances are, if you're saved, they're probably never going to visit you to begin with. Most of these people that get bothered by this kind of stuff seems like they don't believe in God, or they're atheist, or they're Catholics, which, you're going to hell. All right. So if you believe in, if you're praying to Mary and you're getting on your knees and praying to a statue, an idol, and you think you're going to get saved by saying Hail Mary, you're on your way to hell. Okay? You're going to hell like a bullet. So these creatures can crawl out of the woodwork and bother you. Okay. All right. On to the next one. This one I talked about, it was episode 300, which, by the way, my last episode was episode 300. Woo! I don't know if that means anything, but it's a nice round, even number, right? It's like 300. Wow. So anyway, Trump's alien agenda. And now in that episode, I talked about how Trump has got AI videos of him parading around with aliens, which I believe is coming to an alien, some kind of an alien revolution, something coming here real soon. They're going to reveal an alien. That's what I think. And I talked about it in that episode. Anyway, so Dan Wu wrote in. He said, they ain't going to tell us anything. I'm sure you're right. Just the same blurry videos and dots flying, and nobody believes anything they say anyway. Well, I agree with you on that, Dan. They're not going to tell us the truth, for sure. And it says they ain't going to tell us anything anyway. Well, in the past, they haven't, but if they try to push this alien agenda to get people, when these people get raptured and they disappear and they want to blame it on aliens, they're going to have to prove something. They're going to have to claim something a little more than they have in the past. That's my theory. That's why I think Trump is taking fake pictures with aliens. Okay. And he says just the same blurry videos. Well, I have a feeling if this is real, what they'll do is they'll show up with something that's better than a blurry video this time. Now, people with discernment still aren't going to believe it. I'm still not going to believe it. Most people, lots of people aren't going to believe it. But you're going to have a whole lot of wingnuts that are going to believe it. Okay? And he says that nobody believes they say anything they say anyway. Well, nobody with a brain does. Okay? There are lots of people who still believe everything they say. I mean, get on TikTok or any of them and check it out. Now, lots of those people could be bots. I don't know. You know, it's hard to tell if you're arguing with a person or you're arguing with a robot. I don't know. So there's probably a whole lot more people that believe how I believe than don't. But see, you'll never meet the other people like me because the internet pretends people like me don't exist or that I'm a crackpot. And so they claim everybody else believes something different. When in actuality, there's a whole lot of people that believe exactly the same way I believe. But you'll never find that on Google. Okay? Obviously. Okay. Now this one I thought was a good one. Sarcastically good. Okay? This one had to do with episode 288. They're dropping ticks on us. Now, I watched and read an article just today about these ticks. And supposedly a whistleblower in Canada has come forward and he claims, or they claim, that these pilots up there have been being paid large amounts of money to drop ticks twice a year all over the place. And these ticks are so thick up there, and I watched a video, they actually caught a snake up there. A snake. And this thing was absolutely covered in ticks. Big ticks. Like, it almost didn't even look like a snake. Okay? I have seen ticks on deers and dogs and cats and everything else. You know, a dog tick, the big fat tick full of blood. I have never in my life seen snakes covered in ticks where they can't hardly crawl. I mean, have you? Have you seen snakes with ticks on them? I didn't even know a tick could bite a snake. I guess it's right between the little crack. It can get its head in there. But there are so many of these ticks. They're covering snakes. That blows my mind right there. That blows my mind. And then I watched another video. I think it was in Ukraine or Russia. They've got the same problem over there. This isn't a local deal. When they do it worldwide. They actually had some videos of some ticks, like in the sandy soil, the stinking tick would chase you. They were fast. The tick would it could see you, apparently. It can either see you or sense you or something. I mean, the head on this thing, the head of a tick is the size of the pin of this ballpoint pen here. I mean, it's tiny. The head on this thing and the brain. That tick, the guy would move to the right, and that tick would start running right towards him, towards his foot. He'd move to the left, and it'd run to the left. He'd back up, and it just kept charging him. And they were saying, they said these ticks are they're like zombie ticks. It's like they're very aggressive. So it's not like they're just barely crawling around, and if you just happen to get on it, it'll just oh, well, I'm on you now, so I might as well bite you, right? No. These dudes are oh, you're 10 feet away, I'm going to crawl as fast as I can to you, and I'm going to get on you no matter what. So I don't know what they're doing to these things. I don't know. And then I read another article where the guy said, he's got several possums in his yard. Possums eat ticks. I've got several in my yard. And he said, every time you walk outside, you get 2 or 3 or 4 ticks on you. You just can't get away from them. Everywhere you go, you get a tick. Every time you walk outside, 2 or 3 or 4 ticks. Now, I've put stuff down in my yard several times this year already. And I've got possums and everything else. And I haven't got any ticks in my immediate yard. But the other day, walked outside under the telephone pole, like some telephone wires, and a tick fell from the sky and landed on my arm. And it's okay, well, I'm not in the woods. I'm in an open area. I'm not below any trees. There aren't any trees for quite a ways from me. The only thing above my head is a telephone wire or high power line. They're not telephone wires anymore, but they call it a telephone pole, right? An electric pole. And the wires that are going across it are electric. And a tick apparently fell from that area onto my arm while I was sitting there and just went tick. And I'm there's nothing above me other than a high-powered wire. It's is the tick crawling on the wire? Or was it blown in the air for no telling how long and finally just fell and just happens to fall onto my arm? But the ticks are real, okay? The ticks are real. The ticks are clearly modified in some way. They're clearly way thicker than they should be. And they're packed full of diseases, Lyme disease, or you're going to get the alpha gall or whatever disease where you're allergic to meat. How convenient. Come to find out, Bill Gates is pushing the ticks. He's invested in the ticks. He's invested in the fake meat. He doesn't want you eating real meat. And now they've got another vaccine out specifically for the tick bite. So add it all up, okay? You'd have to be an idiot not to put 2 and 2 together, okay? So Greg here, he says, this isn't a new disease, talking about Lyme disease or alpha gall, because I talked about them both. No, we know it's not a new disease. But how many people in the past have you heard that are allergic to red meat because of a tick bite? Now it's the hundreds. Now it's thousands. Not here and there, a remote deal. Now it's people left and right, all over the place. So this isn't a new disease. I know. It's not exclusive to the U.S. I know. Nobody said it was. They're doing it worldwide. Okay? I do agree that something weird is going on, though.
Eczema is unpredictable, but you can flare less with Ebglyss, a once-monthly treatment for moderate to severe eczema. After an initial 4-month or longer dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot make your email response time faster. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you find space for your 3 desk drinks. Why do you have 3? And while we can't help you find the perfect volume for your presentation video, LinkedIn can help you find the perfect audience for your business. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
On that note, I also don't believe that there's a massive grand conspiracy with government agencies, pharma, news, etc. involved. Thousands and thousands of people involved to push this. Well, this is a prime example of somebody that has their head in the clouds. Okay, this is a Cartoon Network extraordinaire. I would say come out of your mom's basement, okay, get a job, maybe check out the world. But, he don't believe there's a massive grand conspiracy. Well, it's not a conspiracy, it's fact. So you're right. It's not a grand conspiracy. And you don't believe that the government can do anything. Well, the government has declassified articles already, CIA, where they've already dropped infected ticks all over New Jersey and infected 100,000 people. They've got that written down. It's on a CIA document. So what do you mean grand conspiracy? They've already admitted to it. They did it before. What, you don't think they're going to do it again? Do you think sick pedo Bill Gates sitting there talking about ticks and how all that, and he support? Do you think he's not in on it somehow? I mean, his snake bites have literally killed millions and maimed millions of children. Other countries want him as a criminal. He should be tried as a criminal here. But see, we have our fake news. He's like, oh, the news is in on it. Yes, the news are in on it. They're all talking heads. They don't actually report anything that they're not told to report. Okay, they're fake news. They've always been fake news. That's not just because Trump calls them fake news. They're fake news. They're biased. They only report opposite of the truth. Okay? Yeah. That's just a fact. It says, thousands and thousands of people involved. Well, I don't know how many people are involved in it, but the news is fake, and most of the politicians are fake. Okay, somebody's doing something, and Big Pharma is Big Pharma because everybody's on pharma. You get it? They don't want you off of pharma. They want you on pharma. That's why everything has to do with a new drug. That's why they want 50, 60, 70, 80 snake bites for babies. They want you pumped so full of chemicals that your mind goes away and you have all kinds of diseases come up. Where, let's say people like the Amish, for example, they don't get snake bit. Ever. They don't have any of the symptoms. They don't have SIDS. They don't have, sudden infant death syndrome. They don't have it. Now we've got ones for adults, too. Adult, sudden advanced syndrome, because adults are just dying. So we've got that now, too. Those kids over there that don't get snake bit, they don't have any of the symptoms. They don't have this autism running wild. None of them. Only the ones that get the big pharma snake bites. Now those guys, they're ate up. So, yeah, I tell you what, you go ahead and you just take it for all of us, okay? if you don't think Big Pharma and all them are in on it, Big Pharma is paying the politicians to turn a blind eye, and they're doing this, and they purposely put something out and then come up with a vaccine for it, and you're too dumb to put all that together, hey, go stick your head back in the sand, okay? Go be oblivious if you'd like. But quite frankly, nobody cares what you think. Okay? I mean, anybody can see that's going on. Now, if you don't think that's the case, get on X and type it in and see how many millions of people agree with what I'm saying. It's not just me. Okay? Anyway. Let's see here. Let's see. Sidonia and the Pyramids of Mars, episode 299. A guy, Rich, he says, hello, you're a good dude, Kenny. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes I get a positive as well. I know that burns people up. Okay, now this one, interview with Flat Earth Dave. This guy says, John, he says, I like your show better without this tool bag, Kenny. A lot of people don't like Flat Earth Dave. Okay. Flat Earth Dave. About Flat Earth Dave, okay? I have met Flat Earth Dave at TrutherCon. And we went out to dinner, not me and him together, but we went out to dinner as a group of the people who were VIPs there, which was the ticket you bought. And so went out to dinner with him and talked to him quite a bit. Got to talk to him, got to talk to Witsit Gets It, who possibly is a tool. I don't know. Yeah. Everything that Flat Earth Dave has said lines up. I mean, when it comes to Flat Earth, fake space, the whole 9 yards, it seems to me like he's right on. Now, when it comes to biblical, he's not a Bible guy, and he'll tell you that. He doesn't know that much about it. He wasn't even saved here a while back. He admits that. He said he didn't even believe in God. Okay, well, he's not on there talking about God. He's on there talking about flat earth and space. And I'm the one on there talking about the God and all the rest. So, obviously, I believe in God. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, as far as flat earth goes, I think he's right on. People say he's a shill and he doesn't really believe it. I don't know. Maybe he is doing it for the money. I don't know. Maybe maybe he is somehow making lots of money. I don't know. I mean, if somebody was to say, Kenny, you're just doing it for the money, I'd say, what money? This, you mean? I mean, I pay to do this. I don't get paid to do it. Now, I take that back. Let me rephrase that. There is a very small amount of revenue being generated from ads on Spotify, and I do make a very small amount of money in revenue off of the books I sell. I get a, whatever it's called. I can't even think of the name off the top of my head. A small portion to the author I get. I don't sell that many books, so that is a very low number. Okay? Those numbers added up won't even pay for my internet service. Okay? So if somebody said, well, yeah, what's those numbers though? 10, no. Okay? I'm paying to for the internet, which is the only internet I can get here that's any good is Starlink. And they just raised it up to $130 a month. I got a message the other day. So it's went up. I'm having to lease this software to do this, what I'm doing here. And I don't even know what all else. But the amount of money that I have come in won't even pay the internet bill. So I have very little money coming in. I have lots of money going out. All the books that I buy, and the stickers that I buy, and the shirts that I buy, and everything that I do, all this equipment, everything is, I have a job and I go to work, and this is money that I have spent on this. I'm not making anything. So, you know, I guess somebody could call me a shill even though I don't know why, because I'm sure not getting anything for it. All I really get for it is ridicule. Okay, I get lots of negative comments. So it's not like it's a popularity thing, right? Because it definitely doesn't make you popular. It makes people think that you're an idiot. So, having said that, I did have him on the show. I'd had him on the show twice before, but when it was audio only. So I wanted to get a video. I wanted to see some of his Artemis stuff. It was on there. It was decent. I'd agreed with majority of everything that he said. So I don't know what his agenda is. Well, I'll never know. Okay. This one here, episode 297, it was more ISS and satellite fakery, I believe was the name. And he says, this is Audrey, and she says, I used to post on TikTok, and out of all the controversial things I posted, the one thing that got me shadow banned was talking about the Earth being flat. Never was able to get my account back. Coincidence? Not sure. Well, obviously it wasn't a coincidence. There are certain things that if you talk about, they'll ban you. And this is like shadow banned. I mean, I have a TikTok and I talk about fake space and flat Earth, and I'm probably shadow banned. I have some things that have kind of went viral, just a couple of 3 things. Other than that, I'll post something, and I normally get like 1,000 views. I'll post something that has something to do about astronaut or something, and it gets like 2 views. It's like it never goes anywhere. So it's being shadow banned. So, yeah, that's what they do. They don't like what you have to say. They just shadow ban it. That's why on here, to keep this thing going on Spotify and of course, Spotify, maybe not as much, but this same one sends over to YouTube. I've been banned on there. A bunch of them stuff have been canceled. They just take them down so nobody ever sees them. We have to talk in riddles, okay? We have to say things that mean other things, because AI is listening to everything that I say. So if I say what I want to say, they'll just ban it. They'll take it down and you'll never hear it. That's why I talk a whole lot about rattlesnakes and rattlesnake bites. Okay? Rattlesnake bites are poison. Okay? Everybody knows that getting bit by a rattlesnake is poison, right? So whenever I talk about rattlesnakes and how that somebody got bit by a rattlesnake, that is not misinformation, because if you get bit by a rattlesnake, you'll probably get sick. Possibly even. Okay? So keep that in mind. I think you know what I mean. All right. Now, hey, that was a decently positive post. Some of them are positive. Then we get to the next ones. Okay, got a bug flying around here. Then we get to the next ones. This one was episode 288. Are they dropping ticks on us? Now we know they are. They're talking about it all the time now. When I actually did this podcast on episode 288, they had just started talking about it. But there's all kinds of more stuff out there now. Whistleblowers, you name it. Like I already said. This guy says, named Tyler, he says, holy heck, but he don't say heck. Holy heck. Every time I think I've hit the bottom of the internet, life corrects me. Number 1, dedicate your energy and your passion to something that makes a difference in this world. It says, number 2, don't you dare claim to be in the Midwest if you're in Arkansas. We don't want you. Well, this guy's clearly he's either a bot or a shill himself, right? So let me get this straight. People all over the world are getting on X, even in Russia, and posting pictures and videos of the ticks. Okay? One guy is even got the snake. He's caught a snake, and they're trying to pick trying to pick ticks off of a snake. They've got videos of these baby deer that have been born that are literally covered to the point all of their blood has been sucked out and they fall over dead. They don't even have enough energy to live, so they're dead because of the ticks. Videos of these cardboard boxes of ticks with millions of ticks coming out of them in people's fields. And I point this out, that these ticks are full of Lyme disease, and if you get bit, you're probably allergic to meat the rest of your life. And these people that are posting about it, like the government people, do you know what they have to say? They say, well, that's a good thing because you don't need to be eating meat anyway. So they're all for it. They're not even talking bad about it because they don't want you eating meat. You know, the climate control freaks, the climate left-leaning libtards, the devils, the Democratic devils, you know, with the fake climate change. We'll get to that in a second. So I'm warning you about what's happening, but I need to dedicate my energy to something that makes a difference. Well, I'll tell you what, dude. Go out and get ate up by some ticks. Go ahead. Hey, you can have mine. I'd love to see you covered in ticks. And then tell me what I said didn't mean anything, right? Go get your Lyme disease snake bites. You can have mine too. And then when you're allergic to meat and all you can eat what is vegetables? Hey, good luck to you, buddy. Yeah, so don't dare you claim to be in the Midwest if you're in Arkansas or Atlantis. I'm sure you have a theory on that. Yeah, it's fake. Okay? If anything like Atlantis ever existed, it was pre-flood and it got wiped out in the flood. Or something like that. But there ain't no Atlantis, some secret race living somewhere. They were just pre-flood people who were very smart, or they were post-flood people that were very smart, or they were giants, or they were fallen angels. That's what it was. End of story. So, you know, we get people like that too. They don't believe anything. Let's see. Now here's a good one here. You might like this one. Let's see. This one I was talking about, the Biden body double. That's, again, I've got another guy. Oh, you got any proof? Proof? Look at the picture yourself. Okay. Let me show you a picture here. This is a picture. You see that thing in the middle? Now, if you're brain dead, this is the exact same picture. Isn't it? Aren't these both the exact same picture? They're the same person. There's no difference. How could you say there's a difference? There's no difference. See, the logo on the outside looks pretty much the same. See the picture in the middle? They both have something near the mouth. They're the same. One's a cigarette, one's a microphone, but they're the same. One's a skull, one's an alien, but they're the same. They're identical. And I come around and I tell you, now look, this is a picture of an alien smoking, a gray. This is a picture of a cartoon skull with hair, which is supposed to be me, in case you haven't figured that out, right? There it is. This is a cartoon skull with a hair and a beard, a microphone, and headsets. This is a cartoon image of a gray alien with big almond eyes and smoking probably a Winston. Who knows? So I told you what they were. And then we get some clown say, what's your proof? What's your proof? Don't you have any evidence to back that up? Well, you've seen the pictures. Yeah, but what's your proof they're not the same? You can clearly see they're not the same. It's two different pictures. Oh, what's your proof? I mean, it wouldn't matter what you showed them. They're that stupid. Okay. All right, let's see here. So this guy here, this Bentley guy, he apparently he doesn't like the podcast. I don't know, but when I'm talking about the Biden body double, though, I mean, you can look at the pictures yourself. He says, hey, this is the first thing you said that actually makes sense. Of course it does. Look at the pictures. I mean, a blind person could tell that they're two different people in the pictures. They don't even remotely look the same. I don't care what the fake news says. I mean, even Trump said it a while back on social. He goes, is that even Biden? He even said it. He can't come out and say it because he's part of the whole game. But everybody knows it's not the same guy. Okay? You'd have to be an idiot to think that. So, first thing you said that makes sense. I still don't want to listen to you. And I don't know why you're on my feed. But if you truly don't believe the earth is being round, so we went from Biden to the earth being round. But if you truly don't believe that the earth being round, then you should not be allowed to have a podcast. I believe the earth is round and flat. Who said it's not round? Circle of the earth, probably round. Oh, he's saying globe is what he means. I know what the guy means. He doesn't have enough sense to say it the right way, but I have enough sense to understand what he's trying to convey. But he goes, I don't know why you're on my feed. I don't want to listen. Well, why are you listening? I don't want to listen to you. Turn the channel. Flip it off. Click pause. Then exit. I mean, I didn't know anybody was forcing you to listen. I mean, hit the road, Jack, if you don't like it. Go listen to something else like, I don't know. Why don't you go listen to the Michelle Obama podcast? Why don't you go listen to that one? Maybe that one's more your speed.
At first, I didn't think it was real. I woke up to this blinding light, and I was transported to another place. Pluto TV. Then I heard a voice.
Come with me if you want to live.
There were thousands of movies and shows, and they were all free.
Truth is our sin.
It's just so beautiful.
On Pluto TV, free streaming of Terminator 2, Fringe, Arrow, The 100, and The X-Files may cause excitement, loss of sleep, and sudden belief in extraterrestrials. No credit cards or alien encounters necessary. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Transport your senses with Sol de Janeiro's limited edition perfume mist collection at Sephora. Spritz on lush notes of rainforest orchid and crisp sea breeze with Refresco Paraíso. Embrace a floral and fruity scent inspired by Rio's nude beach with Cheeky Bikini. Or capture sun-kissed bliss with Limonada Gelada, where zesty Brazilian lemonade accord meets coconut milk and golden brown sugar. Don't miss Sol de Janeiro's limited edition perfume mist collection only at Sephora.
Okay, yeah. And of course, if you don't believe the earth is round, you shouldn't be allowed to have a podcast. Yeah, because everybody has to agree with everything you say. So you shouldn't be allowed to do anything if you don't believe what NASA says. Oh, boy. That's just what it is. Oh, boy. Let's see. Spotify. Where was my other one here? I've got a couple more. I don't want to take too much time. Okay. So back to... So now we're on some more ones here. This one was on YouTube. This had to do with Biden body double scandal exposed. And it says, I do think Biden had a double or was very sick, unable to function. Yeah. Yeah, he's sick, all right. He's a sick pedo. Okay. However, I watched half your videos so far, and you don't cite one source for any of your information. What? Where do you think you're going to get a source for this kind of information? Where do you think you're going to get it? Think about it. The world is a stage. The news is fake. The politicians are fake. They're all got the same agenda. The world is ran by Satan, FYI. He has his fallen angels and his devils and whatever running everything. They're all in it together. Their whole entire goal is genocide. To get you lost and in hell. That's the goal. The Bible literally explains it verbatim, and everything that it predicted is coming to pass, one thing after another. There is no doubt. Okay? And the fake media, the news, and everybody you're going to hear, they are literally going to show you, just like I said, they're going to show you this, but they're going to tell you it's this. They're going to tell you there's no difference in these pictures. These are the same pictures. They're the same thing. This one talked first. Now this one come on and talks later, and they're going to tell you it's the same one. And they pretend it's the same one. And if you say that it's not the same one when you can clearly see it's not the same one, see, they don't want you to believe your own eyes. They want you to think that you're crazy. So you can see it's two different people, but they're telling you it's the same person. Everybody says it's the same person. Nobody ever says it otherwise. So where are you going to get a credible source that says it? Because I promise you, if somebody like Credible came out and said, look, these are two different people, and I've checked into it, and I've done a DNA test, that person would never get to make it to the news, and they would turn up somewhere in a body bag. This is a group of people that you don't ever leave. You're in. This is a satanic cult that you're a part of, and you don't leave. The only way you leave is in a body bag. You get it? So there will never be any credible source that you can just cite. Okay? Because they're all lying to you. The only place you're even going to hear something like this is here or on X or someplace that hasn't been totally shut down. Now, they're going to keep doing this. They keep switching people out, and people notice it, but everybody goes along with it and pretends it's real. Why, I don't know. But there's a reason. Okay? Okay. Well, this is an old one here. It was episode 253. Garth Brooks is a serial killer. And the guy says, can you prove it? Can you prove it? I mean, he was a good performer and sang some good songs. I think he became famous because people liked his music. No, I can't prove it. I wasn't there. If you want to know why I said it, you have to watch the video. But there's books out on it, and people are holding signs at his concerts that say, where are the bodies, Garth? There's been an awful lot of people turned up missing at these guys' concerts or near it. People have seen a guy that looks like him in the vicinity. People have found his discs, his songs on the dead people when they do turn up, when the other ones just turn up missing. And I showed you the interviews. You can see how he acts and how he talks in real life in that podcast, and he sounds like a weird freak. And he didn't become one of the richest men out there by being a Christian, okay? He's done something, and he's doing something just like all the others are. That's how they get it. That's how they get that fame and fortune. It's paid for, okay? And you're going to be paying somebody for it with your soul at the end of it all. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. It's already been 45 minutes. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've got one more here. It's on my phone. I took a picture of it. I got this thing, and I went back to print it just now or to look at it, and it already says the account's been deleted. So they sent this email to me. Well, it's not an email. It's a message. They sent the message to me on TikTok. And before I could reply or do anything to it, but I screenshot it. But before I could do anything to it, now it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. It's like it never happened. One of those deals. But before it was magically disappeared, I took a picture of it. So I still have it. So, this person says, now this was talking about my satellites in space, right? It says, don't you realize you can see satellites with the naked eye? For the very same reason you can see the other planets in the solar system, because the sunlight reflects off of them. Well, that's where you're wrong. You're dead wrong, of course. Says this is not a difficult concept to grasp. What a very sad loser you are who can't handle the truth. And you've been told what to believe by some old, unproved book, talking about the Bible. And therefore you think no further and have swallowed it whole. Brainwashed is what you are. You badly, this is funny here, you badly need to see a head doctor about your delusional syndrome. Your family must be worried about you. They're not. Anyway, so like you know, I guess you could just say random bizarre statements and it means it's true, right? So you don't realize you can see satellites with the naked eye for the very same reason you can see other planets. There are no other planets. There are no planets. Earth's not a planet. Okay, it's a realm. Read your Bible, but they don't believe in the Bible, so you know. There are no planets. There are wandering stars in the firmament, and there are stars, but they're in the firmament. And they're really close, and they're really not that far away, and they're emitting their own light. By the way, they don't need any light to reflect off of. They emit their own light. They emit their own light. And according to the Bible, one of these days those stars are going to fall down to earth. So they must not be that big. So keep dreaming. Okay? Yeah, it's not a difficult concept to grasp. However, you can't prove it, can you? I'm not the only one that thinks it's fake. Okay? So, and I believe some an old unproved book. Well, it's not unproved. It is proved. They're proving it all the time. Every time they dig something up, there's more proof. Anytime an archaeologist wants to find something, he goes back to the Bible, figures out what it says, tracks it down, and lo and behold, there it is. It's never been wrong yet. Ever. It never will be. So, hey, you want to burn in hell, you go right ahead. You believe the devil, you don't want to believe the Bible, hey, that's your choice. Go ahead. I don't care. It's not my job to care about you. I mean, that's why I'm doing these podcasts. I do care enough to tell you. Now, you send me a message like this because you don't believe it and you want to mock God and mock the book, then hey, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Okay? And there's nothing I can do to help you. I've already tried to help you by giving you this podcast, right? And you didn't listen. So anyway, says I'm brainwashed, of course. I'm brainwashed. No, I believe the people that believe anything that they're told by the government and go in and get their snake bites and end up turning up dead the next day, those are the guys that are brainwashed, not me. I don't do any of that stuff. You badly need to see a head doctor about your delusional syndrome. Well, your family must be worried about you. I thought that was funny, but I'm not delusional, okay? And you can go on and check out all the videos where people have proved there is no curvature. These rockets are not going to outer space. They go up, they come right back down. Anybody that tries to say anything about it's immediately deleted. Everything is shut down. They don't want you to hear the truth. I mean, let's put it to you this way. If what I was saying was so ridiculous, and others are saying the same thing, It's so ludicrous and so stupid that nobody believes it. They would have no reason to silence it, would they? But it's just like the snake bites. When that whole thing came out, you can't say anything about it. You have to go only for it. If you ask any questions, you're immediately deleted, you're immediately banned. Why do you think that is? No, the ones that went along with it, they're the ones that are brainwashed. Because I could clearly see that it wasn't real. But some people couldn't. I could clearly see, and I know a whole family that I was friends with, they all got in line like sheep for the slaughter, by the way. And they all went and got a snake bite. And then they went and got a second one. And then they went and got a third one, and I think a fourth one. And about that time is about the time they all started to die. Heart failure, stroke, blood clots, everything just shut down. So out of 6 or 7 of this family of people I know, there's only one alive now. And this one is full of blood clots, got all kinds of medical problems. And this is not a one-time deal. I know several people. They were just fine. They were healthy. They went and got bit by a rattlesnake because the news told them to. I'm the one that's brainwashed, but they went and got their deal, and now they're sick as dogs. Most of them have died. Athletes dropping by the hundreds. School children dropping. People dying by the millions. But I'm the one that's brainwashed. Me. Right. No, I didn't fall for it. I didn't get bit by a rattlesnake. I ran away from it. So I don't have any of the symptoms of the people who got bit by rattlesnakes. Most of them have got lingering problems. Some of them are paralyzed. Some of them are shaking like this and can't work anymore. Some of them have lost their sight. The list goes on and on and on. They didn't have any of those symptoms until they got bit by a rattlesnake. But that's what they were told to do, so they went and done it. Okay? By the same people who are telling you that we have helicopters flying on Mars. No atmosphere, but we have them. Same people that are telling you to go get, all the other stuff. Same people that tell you that these are the same people. This is the same picture. Same thing. There's no difference. Don't you say that there is, because you're a liar. Don't you talk about anything like that, because if you do, we're going to label it something called misinformation, and we'll ban you. So you can't tell anybody. You can only hear our side of the story. Now, you'll be dead in 6 months after you listen. That's fine. We don't want you around anyway. Haven't you figured that out yet? You not figured that out? It's genocide. You haven't figured that out. Do you think they're here to help you like they claim? Do you think that spraying aerosols and stuff in the air is somehow helping you? That all of the food full of all kinds of processed chemicals that are banned and illegal in most other countries, do you think that's helping you? Do you? Do you think going in line and getting snake bite after snake bite is helping you? Did you know I got a thing in the mail the other day for AARP, I think it was, and because of my age, right? And this was a while back. And it said that, you need to be caught up on all of your snake bites. 15 is what it listed. It said you should be on number 15 right now. Can you imagine that? There's a high probability that if you got bit by a rattlesnake 15 times in a row, they don't need to send out a letter to you because you ain't allowed to get it anyway. Okay? But if you somehow survived 15 snake bites, they want you to go get some more. 15's not enough.
No one goes to Hank's for spreadsheets. they go for a darn good pizza. Lately, though, the shop's been quiet, so Hank decides to bring back the $1 slice. He asks Copilot in Microsoft Excel to look at his sales and costs and help him see if he can afford it. Copilot shows Hank where the money's going and which little extras make the dollar slice work. Now Hank has a line out the door. Hank makes the pizza, Copilot handles the spreadsheets. Learn more at m365copilot.com/work.
This spring, Uber Eats has you covered. Whether you're celebrating mom, dad, or your favorite grad, not all of us are great planners, and with the Uber Eats gift hub, you don't have to be. Send flowers, perfume, champagne, or just their favorite meal straight to their door. Gifts arrive in as little as 25 minutes, and you can add a personalized video message for that additional so-not-last-minute touch. So this spring, get a leg up on gift giving with Uber Eats. Last-minute gifts that land every time. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Product availability varies per region. See app for details.
Can you imagine that? So, but hey, don't you worry. I'm the one that's delusional. I'm the one that's brainwashed. Okay, hey, that's fine. Again, you don't have to watch the show if you don't want to. But if you have discernment, if maybe you're tired of hearing the same old, and you want to hear another opinion, come on in. Listen to the show. I mean, maybe you'd like to hear something refreshing that you're not going to hear on the news or anywhere else for that matter. I mean, dare I say that there's a lot of things I say that you're never going to hear at your local church. You know, I mean, I'm not 100% against churches, okay? But we've went over that several times. The churches around here are cliques. They, maybe not all, okay? Not all, but most. But you know, one thing you're probably not going to hear at a local church is what I would tell you. I'm going to tell you how to get saved. You need to believe in Jesus Christ, in his shed blood on the cross. You believe in that. You pray to Jesus and say, please save me. Because I believe, you know, he'll save you. You'll be sanctified. You go to heaven. If you don't, you're going to go to hell like a bullet. Okay, most churches won't even mention that. They don't like talking about hell. Hell is kind of off limits. We don't want anybody to know what the actual punishment is. So people don't think there is any. We want people to think they can just do whatever they want to do any old time and there's no judgment, which is a lie. So you're going to be judged as a sinner, which we're all sinners. You're either, let me put it this way, you're either a saved sinner or an unsaved sinner. We're all going to be judged. You're either going to be judged at the judgment seat of Christ, or you're going to be judged at the white throne judgment. If you're saved, you'll get judged at Christ's seat, at the judgment seat of Christ. You'll get judged there. You'll get judged for everything you did as a Christian. So you are going to pay for it, okay? So you ain't getting away with it. Now, you're not going to go to hell for it, but you're not getting away with it. So don't think that you are. That's the one thing is these one, oh, you believe once saved, always saved. Well, that means you can just do anything you want. Sure, that's what it means. Hey, you just keep on believing that. Sure. That's not what the Bible says, but somehow you know better, okay? But so what those guys do, they're like, well, you know, you need to do this or this to stay saved. So then it's about works. So they don't believe that it's once saved, always saved. That's impossible. See, there's no way Jesus Christ could save you with his shed blood on the cross. That's ridiculous. You have to go do something. You have to do this, or you can't do this, or you need to do this, and if you don't do that, then you don't get saved. So Jesus Christ wasn't good enough to do it, but you're good enough. Completely opposite of what the Bible says. So you've got that going on too. So I'll tell you the truth. Here's what you got to do to get saved, and you better do it before it's too late. You want to know why? Because you're not guaranteed another breath. You could literally drop dead as you walk out the room. I could drop dead out. You're not guaranteed another heartbeat. You're one heartbeat away from That's it. Now, you're going to live forever. It's just a matter of where, right? You're either going to live forever in heaven, or you're going to live forever in hell. It's your choice. That's a 50-50 deal. I mean, I know which one I chose, okay? Because I don't want to go to hell. Now, do I think I'm going to know a lot of people that are in hell? Oh, I think so. I've been telling people this for years, and most people laugh it off. But if you want to hear something different, if you want to hear the truth, if you want to hear everything based on the Bible, and you want to hear what's going on, what people are reporting, a lot of these things, like I said, well, where's your proof? Well, I don't have any proof of some of this. I haven't personally grabbed a box of ticks, okay? I'm just reporting what's all over, okay? Keep an eye out. So, having said all that, I'm going to let you go. I know that it's getting late. It's been an hour. Thanks for listening. Have any questions, comments? Please, as you can see, I read them. I listen to them. I like them. And I take some of them and actually grow from it. You know, if it's something I'm wrong or something I need to do, I do it sometimes. So, please keep sending them. Contact me. You can check out itsflatbro.com. truthseekersradio.com, kennywilliamson.com. Check me out on any things. I've got websites, everything. Just check it out. Contact me if you need anything. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thanks again for listening, and until we meet again, God bless you.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
You can't reason with the sun. Trust us, we've tried. This summer, it's time to put that angry ball of fire on mute. Columbia's OmniShade technology is engineered to protect you from the sun's harsh rays that can burn and damage your skin. The sun is relentless, but so is our gear. Level up your summer at Columbia.com to spend more time outside and less time slathering on aloe lotion. You're welcome. Columbia, engineered for whatever.